got that done now. I'm going to answer a couple of questions. I haven't been doing that lately, I apologize, but I have been crazy busy at work, so I haven't been really catching up on all the emails I've been getting from you guys. But let's give it a shot right now. And now this one I'm going to read to you is actually a question that I always get. I've answered it I don't know how many times. And in the last week or so, I've gotten 3 different people ask me basically the same thing. So I just pick and choose one of them, and I'm going to read it to you right now. This is from a Berg Dude on YouTube. He says, "Hey Justin, cool channel, really good information, thank you. Question about the winter. I'll be living in a cold climate, Pennsylvania, USA, where it is below freezing in the winter. Like you, I have a full-time job, so moving for the winter to a warmer climate is not ideal. I'm worried about the water system in the RV freezing and destroying the plumbing. I don't have an RV yet because of my concern. How do you deal with the freezing temperatures?" Okay, Berg and everyone else watching this, I don't know, this must be a USA thing. Nobody in Canada asked me this, and everyone in Canada knows that west is warm, east is cold. I'm in Vancouver on the BC South Coast. It is above freezing pretty much all year round. When it goes below freezing, which sometimes it does for a day or two here or there in the middle of the winter, it makes front page news because it's so rare. So in all the 15 plus years I've been doing this, I've never had to worry about something like frozen lines or freezing tanks. It just doesn't get cold enough here. I like, it must be like, do you guys, you're in the USA, and I'm not digging on you or anything for that, but I mean, in the schools, do they not teach you geography? All right, there's a lot of Canadian provinces that are actually farther south than the top of a lot of US states. And you guys should know in the States it's the same thing as in Canada. When you go west, it gets warm. If you're near the Pacific Ocean, it's warm. Quite often in California and BC, here in Vancouver, it's well above freezing and people are in t-shirts playing tennis on Christmas Day. That's normal here. But back east, in Pennsylvania and over in New York, places like that, they're digging out from a snowstorm. That's just the way it is. So I think, really, I don't know why I get these questions all from people in the USA. It's warmer here than it is in most of the USA in the winter, okay? It's just simple geography. All right, so I can't answer your question. Sorry about that. Next, love your channel, always great stuff. I've been watching for a while, and I was wondering, in your experience, would 24 feet end up being just a tad too long for an urban camper? I'm looking at eventually getting a Sprinter-based B and was interested in your thoughts about it. I know you've talked about it before. I don't recall if you've ever talked about an absolute length you wouldn't exceed for your lifestyle. I want to be able to park without having too much hassle. Keep on rocking the free world. And this is from Rond. Rond, even my rig is a bit too long, okay? Most major cities have a length restriction of one sort or another. You'll have to check where you're going to be. But here in Vancouver, for example, well, near where I am, I'm in one of the suburbs now, but in the city of Vancouver, it's 6.4 meters, which translates to 21 feet. And in some cities, like parts of LA, I've been told it's actually 20 feet. Before you're breaking a bylaw and they can ticket and tow you. This is just a tad over 21 feet and it's almost too big. There are times when I cannot fit into proper parking spaces in meters unless the car in front and behind or one of them is not there, and then I can make it work. But when I had a 19 and 20 footer in years past, I had no problem at all. So this is pushing it. Plus, once you go above this, if you get any bigger than this, you get a longer wheelbase. And when you have a longer wheelbase, now you have big maneuverability problems trying to make maneuvers in parking lots such as this. If this is full on a summer day and there's one spot there, you have to be able to back into it or drive into it, but you should back into it. How are you going to pull up and back in when you have a huge wheelbase and a big overhang? 24 feet, forget it. You're going to be parking sideways if you can find 3 spots or 4 spots to park sideways. And if you do that, you're breaking all sorts of other laws and regulations, and businesses don't appreciate that and people don't appreciate that. You see what I'm saying? So I would not go bigger than 21 feet. In fact, if I had my way, I would chop a foot off this motorhome and it would be just perfect.
Yeah! Keep on rocking in the free world.
Yo, it's Crazy Clay. Hey, I'm here to say, RV life all the way. 99 problems, but a mortgage ain't one. Look at me, I'm having so much fun.
Cause Kimberly burns all his wood like no other one could. Rollin' in his BT Cruiser all through Vancouver.
He is a master YouTuber. Down by the river cooking up a steak. He's so excited he makes his ass shake. Keep on rocking in the free world.
You're an inspiration to us all, unless you're skiing and you fall.
Home is where you park.
His purple neon shining in the dark. Freedom unplugged, no earthquake can scare. Maybe just a big ass grizzly bear.
Keep on rocking in the free world. My boy Justin cruising around the city with little Emmy,
His little kitty.
Vancouver and Toronto, we are a team. You know what I mean? So don't forget to subscribe so Justin and I can keep our channels alive. Peace out.